live this morning. Oh well, you can see everything I'm doing this morning. That's cool. And we're about to get started. Let's just see if the stream's being picked up here so that I can monitor any kind of chat or anything that's going on. And then we're going to get started with some morning mobility. And I hope you're doing well this morning. I know I am. Let's see. Where are you? Yeah, there we are. Hey, let me just leave you a message here. And we're doing something slightly different this morning. We're going to get started here in the Netherlands, and it is actually 5:45 a.m. I'm just done recording another follow-along, 20-minute follow-along video, but this morning we're live streaming my mobility routine, and I just want to, so good. You can see more than I can see on my phone screen, so we're good to go. Well, it's the first time I'm streaming vertically, so let's see what happens this morning. In any case, my name's Toby. It's 5:45 a.m. where I'm at, and I am on a mission to train for an adventurous, healthy, and self-sufficient life, hopefully into my hundreds. The reason I find that interesting is because I'm not 20 or 30, but I'm actually 40 and a father of 2 boys and a bit of a family man. That means I have a lot going for me that I want to live for, be around to see. This is not about the way I feel. This is about the way I feel. This is not about the way I look. This is about the way I feel. 100%. I want to feel strong. I want to feel like I have the energy. I want to feel like I can go out and do the things that I want to do. And for that, I mind my sleep. I mind what I eat. I watch how much I move. I work on my mobility. I do resistance training and I do conditioning training. And most of it with kettlebells. So there are a couple of things that I am doing to make sure that I am going to be fit and healthy, hopefully at 100. That being said, I also always think it's important for us to remember and realize that we're good just the way we are. We've got to love ourselves before we can move on. And it's my friend Valis. Hey Valis, I hope you're doing all right. Wherever you're dialing in from and watching from, good to see you again. Good morning. Thanks for dropping by. I always say we're good just the way we are. We've got to love ourselves before we can move on. And the only way to get anything done is by showing up and doing the work. So I'm going to turn on the timer and we're going to get started with some mobility. And we're not going to be doing a lot this morning because I already did a 30-minute recording for a long-form video. But we are going to do some work because the work just needs to get done. I'm just going to start by walking out and walking back and walking out and walking back and walking out. Walking back and walking out. Let's just check. Timer's running. It is. And walking back. And then we're going to work on our breathing. So we're going to breathe in and out. And as we breathe in, it doesn't look very charming on camera, I know, but just let your stomach expand and contract. Expand. And really let yourself just feel your abdomen, the cavity expanding. Feel a bit of pressure on your lower back and around there. That's all good. It shouldn't be painful. It should just feel like you're expanding your belly as far as you can. All right, now we're going to do the neck. So we're going to forward and then look surprised. Forward and 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 look surprised. By the way, if during any of these kinds of motions you feel any sort of pain or discomfort, first of all, stop. Wait for it to go away. Second of all, then go seek professional and medical advice. Because the whole point of doing these kinds of things is not to get hurt. It is to do more. Make the W and just hitchhike your way to fitness with me on this channel if you subscribe. So look, just wobble there. I know a minute is a bit long, so if you feel like doing less than a minute, I am completely okay with that. You just do you. You do 3 times 20 seconds, 2 times 20 seconds with 20 seconds of rest. You do 10 seconds on, 10 seconds off, 3 times, whatever works for you. We are just trying to be moving and keep going on and on. All right. There we are. Nivalis, thanks for the messages. Do you do push-ups? If so, how many? Do I do push-ups? I do push-ups, actually. I just put out a short. I do push-ups in varying degrees. I'm doing less right now because we're still figuring out my shoulder mobility. And there is just a challenge for some reason with the strain of push-ups put on my body. But how I started was trying to do 5 in 30 seconds. No, working up to 10 in 30 seconds. 30 seconds break. I think the same logic applies. You just do 5 sets of 5, or 5 sets of 3, or 5 sets of 1. And then you build that up to 10 sets, and then you halve the number of sets, so you go back from 10 sets to 5 sets, but you add another repetition. So if you've done 10 sets of 1, now you do 5 sets of 2, and then the next time you do 6 sets of 2. But push-ups are also all about good technique. So you want to make sure that you find some good tutorials on how to do a good push-up, and then find the technique and style that obviously is going to work best for you. Yeah? So just keep that in mind. Cat and cow. No, you don't have. Just relax. You don't have to put your heels down. I couldn't when I started. I've been working on this for half a year. Just slowly walking my way into better stretch and mobility. Pushing that rib cage down. Stretching those legs. Now, the world's greatest stretch. Wrist and upwards. So that's how I would approach push-ups if I was doing a bit more every time, but I think once or twice a week is more than enough. The thing with regular push-ups is that once you get to a point where you can do 50 or 100, I mean, you're really fit, but you might find it a bit of a grind, not a challenge anymore. But that's how I'd work up to something like that. And then at one point, you can try to challenge yourself. You can do as many push-ups as you want. Set the timer. You probably get up to like 25 or something in a minute, maybe 30. And then you pause for a minute. And then you do that again. And you'll see you'll do less. You probably still get close, maybe 90%, 85%. You do that 4 or 5 times. And then you go back to your regular push-up training. And you'll see you've gotten stronger. There are different ways to stimulate your body to actually get the results that you're after. So I guess how you do push-ups, as with everything else, would depend on your personal goals. What do you want to accomplish with fitness? Do you have aesthetic goals? Do you have weight loss goals? Do you have strength goals? Do you have conditioning goals? And that should inform what kind of exercise program you find or try to create for yourself, if that makes sense. In the meantime, here I am, just slightly stretching my spine, the shoulder blades, the back. There we go. Now, let's see if that was an answer to your question. Good shape, push-ups 50 times. Shots, yep. Yeah, well, forget, right? There's a difference in working out when we're in our 20s, teens, 20s, 30s. When we get to our 40s, recovery times change. Our body has suffered more damage. So there are different things that we need to be mindful of in terms of how we approach training, friend. Just be mindful of that as much as we're mindful other things. I saw one more message come through. I'm just going to go over to the screen in a moment to say hello. After we do the Beyonce. Mobility and flexibility. Especially for different parts of our body, are just important and underrated. I think one of the funniest insights I took away from my training to becoming a personal trainer and health coach was that health is not a primary goal or need for people. YouTube punk, ayo, how's it going this morning? I hope you're doing well. I actually did a 20-minute follow-along recording before this, so I'm now just focusing on mobility for the stream, because I don't want to overdo it. Did 2 heavy sessions yesterday and the day before, so no kettlebell swinging today. I'm just going to do a little bit of core exercises now. I'm going to do a side plank, and then we're going to do a drag and a wader walk, and that's going to be it. And then we're also going to be done because I need to be in the train in a bit. Answer your question correctly. It's all right, Ivalis, no worries. I'm happy that you're finding the streams useful. I think for me that is the biggest compliment, and I hope that wherever you are on your journey, you're going to get to the goals that you want to get to by showing up and doing the work and being smart about it every day. What about you, YouTube punk? Anything interesting happening as we enter the middle of the week? All right. Core. And again, I skipped my hip mobility drills. Just going to have to do those in a second after wrapping up this one. By the way, it's about 30 seconds. As I don't feel like punishing my core for a minute. I don't see the fun of that. Remember, everything takes time to build up to. We are here for a marathon, not a sprint. And that means we want to put in the work. We don't only want to put in the work, we want to put in the work in a way that enables us to do the work over an extended period of time and get stronger and fitter as we go. I'm just going to finish this one. All right. Johnny. Yeah, yesterday was a lot of conditioning. I should have put a disclaimer on that if you're not used to doing the work for, 7 or 8 minutes straight, or doing like a full minute on, full minute off, it might be very challenging. A walkathon. Yeah. Well, what kind of walkathon are we talking about? It was Air Complex yesterday. Oh, I love that. Yeah, that's really cool. That's really cool, and I'm really happy that all of you are here this morning, by the way. Thanks for dropping by. That's really cool and fun. Pre-final exercise of the morning. We're just doing up. And Johnny, I think the key here is to just understand and realize that what we're trying to do is not to break ourselves, but to find a rhythm between intensity and rest that we can do nearly every day in order to keep our body fit and sharp, and at the same time be able to live a life outside of it. So, there are 23 and a half other hours in a day that I need to fill with concentrated work. So going from 4 legs on the floor to 3, by the way, 4 bases of support to 3. And doing that over and over again to stimulate the core, to keep it tight. And strong. But like I said, I'm really happy that you're all showing up and chatting with me. Always puts a smile on my face. Well, we're going to do somewhat of a walkathon. YouTube punk. But not too much. But just to finalize that core work. Weighter lift with a light kettlebell. That feels like it was about 30 seconds. And up. And just in place. Lock out like you're doing a press. Relax. Keep breathing behind the shield. And there you have it, friends. We're done for this morning. That was about 20-25 minutes of mobility and core work, but nothing too intense or too hard. Just enjoyable. I think there's a lot to be said for having light programs in between the more brutal ones, as I've just learned in the chat. Like I always say, we're good. Just the way we are. We've got to love ourselves before we can move on, friends. And the only way to get anything done is by showing up and doing the work. Thanks for dropping by. Evalis, YouTube Punk, Johnny. The heaviest one I own is 24 kilos. And I'm trying to work my way up to doing all kinds of swings and conditioning work and presses with that weight. But that is going to take me at least another 12 months, maybe even longer. But I'm fine with that, because I've got 60 years ahead of me, right, in which to learn and practice that. All right, yeah, that is correct, yeah. But I only do the two-handed swings with it. The only way to get anything done, friends, is by showing up and doing the work. I would love to stay and chat, I really would, but I need to be on a train shortly, so I need to get ready for today. Stay well, and I'll see you all in one of my next videos or streams.